Hello, my name is Ernest. I'm co-founder of the Profit Room. We're a stock market trading and education company. We teach people how to trade and invest in the multiple financial markets so they can get financial success on their own. What we're going to have here, we're going to interview one of our students. His name is Christian. But before we interview him, the reason why we do these interviews is because we get many students of different backgrounds, right? And maybe you may find something in you that you see in one of our students. We all grew up in different states, different socioeconomic backgrounds. We all have different viewpoints of money and success. We all have different goals. So when people start trading and investing, it's always good to see, why they started trading and investing. Like, what are they getting out of it? How are they benefiting from it? Because it'll make you think a little bit differently about yourself and your own personal goals. So before we go into it, let's introduce Christian. Christian, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, how's it going? My name is Christian. I live in Portland, Oregon, originally from Los Angeles, California. I am a marketer by trade, and I fell into the stock market last March. 2020, right? And the markets absolutely were tanking. And I got calls from a couple of buddies being like, hey, whatever money you have, throw it into the market. It's time to buy. Everything's on sale. And me not knowing anything about stocks or options or financial markets, like if you would have asked me about the stock market, like I would have told you it was gambling or it was for rich people. Like it wasn't for me by any means. So found out about it then, started going on like the, CNBC and, all those talk shows trying to figure this stuff out, and quickly learned like I needed help. I needed to be able to figure it out sooner than later. So yeah, my path to trading was probably like a lot of people, right? We heard about it from friends or these crypto, meme stocks going crazy, right? Like it's such an interesting thing until you actually learn how to trade and when you're seeing this stuff going on, because you just see dollar signs, greens and red, and you're like, what is going on?
So what was some of the biggest lessons that you learned, like one of the biggest realities that you learned when you first got into trading? Like, your buddies, everybody saying, hey, look in here, open up an account, let's start this. What was some of the aha or shocking moments that you probably noticed?
First of all, respect your stop loss. I think all of us, right, have egos to a certain extent, and we get into a trade and we want to win every single time, but sometimes we don't. And the sooner you realize to respect your stop loss and get out, and it doesn't make you a bad trader, it's just the cost of doing business, the better you will ultimately be. And my worst trades were my ego at the end of the day, where I was like, oh, I need to win. I'm going to win this trade. And it kept getting worse and worse. And I blew through another stop and I blew through another level and another level. And I'm like, all right, what are you doing here? Like at that point, you're invested in it. So very much like you're going to learn a lot about yourself in trading. I would say like the psychology of trading is almost just as hard as the mechanics are at the end of the day. And I think just in the world that we're in, like there's a bunch of alert services out there that can, give you picks, and, you're just blindly just gambling at that point, like throwing money into things. Like that is not the way to learn to do trading. That is not the way to be your hard worked or hard earned money. That is not the way to gain success. Like truly learn this trade and it'll help you for a lifetime at the end of the day. So.
Gotcha. So how have you felt that you benefited from? So Christian is one of our mastermind students. So what do we mean by mastermind? He could trade all the markets, right? He invested in himself to trade stocks, options, futures, forex, anything with a chart. Christian can trade it, right? And that's one of the benefits of having mentorship and coaching programs, is that you can be very diverse. So how have you felt that you benefited from our program?
Well, I'll first off say that you guys weren't the first program that I've tried, and I'll be honest about that. I took a couple of courses. I was in another mentorship program, and And it's really hard in this space. Like people will sell you the dream. They'll sell you, hey, you can make it $10,000 in 5 minutes, like just doing this. And like, you don't actually learn anything. So I got connected with the Profit Room through my cousin. She actually did one of your options course and said, hey, these guys know what they're doing. They'll teach you support and resistance and how to find your key levels and chart patterns and the Greeks. And I was like, whoa, I have no idea what any of this stuff is, right? I was like, I'm just like, all right, Tesla, go. Like, right. So you get into the program and it taught me the fundamentals. Like I had some prior knowledge that I kind of learned along the way, but it started me from the bare minimum of like, what is the stock market? What is the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ? Moving into chart patterns, moving into candlesticks, moving into key levels, different time frames. And then you start getting into the nitty gritty of the strategy and, all those different aspects. So really at the end of my, I think 5-6 months it's been, I can look at Apple, I can look at Bitcoin, I can look at a pairing on the exchange, I can trade ES futures, SPY, like you give me a chart, you give me a ticker, like I can trade it. And I feel comfortable doing that, of looking at the chart, breaking it down on time frame and saying, hey, these are opportunities to get in or get out. And I just think it's the thoroughness of doing this every single week. They're sending you a new course of videos, having that one-on-one session to be able to, and the homework as well, like being accountable. It's like being back in school, right? And honestly, the more time you put into it, the better you are. And I grew up as an athlete. I'm a former student athlete, college athlete. And for me, it kind of got me back in trading mode at the end of the day, like just to train for your next competition, your next big game, your next big meet. So it kind of brought me back to that, and that intensity every morning of getting up, especially on the West Coast. Like we got a 6:30 open, so it's early every single morning. But like I said, the Profit Room gives you the tools to be able to go compete in the markets every single day.
Cool. And I like how you mentioned you get out of it what you really put in. Like we get students, right? You say you're on the West Coast, you have no choice but to get up and be ready for that market. And some other people don't realize that, it's the grind. Even though we give you the education, you still have to have the mindset to study and actually apply what you're doing and things of that nature. So one question I'm asking you, do you feel confident to take trades and get in? What type of trading are you doing on a regular basis?
Yeah, so I started out paper trading, which I recommend to everybody just to learn the mechanics and as you're learning the process as a trader. And I am now using my cash account. I'm building it up. I like the leverage of options. So that's my forte. I'm a day trader as well, swinging overnight. Just, I like to sleep at night, so I don't like to worry about gap ups or gap downs. So I'm a day trader. And like I said, I use options, which allows you to use a little bit less cash in order to trade some of the bigger name stocks. With that, it's leverage, right? So it's going to be a little bit more volatile. So obviously you want to size down a little bit more to allow yourself some wiggle room in there, but the leverage that it gives me in the moves, the explosive moves you're able to get. You caught Tesla today, you had a fantastic day. And Latoya, I know she definitely caught it, and she's awesome with all the trades that she sets up. So yeah, I just think it's right. It just sets you up for the day. The one thing I appreciate about the Profit Room now is I have a process every single morning when I wake up. I get ready, I come, I look at my charts, I check and see how the futures are doing overnight. I'm checking different futures of gold and see how the room is doing. I'm seeing what's gapping up. I have my strategy from the moment I wake up until that opening bell at 6:30 in the morning. And then even when I'm done by 8, and I go back to my marketing job after that. So I'm not sitting around my computer all day long. I have my process, it's business, get in, get out, and then move on with my life.
Gotcha. And the confidence is there too, because we find a lot of people, they jump around from room to room and alerts and things of that nature, depending on somebody else to give them like trade alerts and things of that nature. But the fact that you know how to trade, even if you did get an alert, you already making it fit for you. You know what I mean? Your trading style, like you just explain to everybody your whole lifestyle, which is like, I'm going in, I'm getting money out the market, and I'm leaving. You don't have to rely on anybody. That's one of the most powerful things that a trader can have is just knowing that I'm self-sufficient. Like, somebody can assist, but I'm on my own, like I don't need anybody else. I mastered something. I'm still a student of the market, and I could just like, definitely, do it on my own. That's amazing with that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you.
Yeah. So just one more question and we'll wrap it up soon because we like to hear like from other people. What would you say to somebody that's like just starting out trading or wanting to get to trading? Like, so some of the mistakes that you went through that you can look back on if you could have prevented it.
The first thing that I would say, and be very honest with yourself, if you've lost more money in the market than the cost of the course, sign up for the course. Because you're going to keep on saying, oh, I could have used that money to invest. And the biggest investment you can ever have is the investment in yourself, more so than anything else. You learn how to trade, you won't have to deal with these rooms and whatnot. Oops, sorry.
No,
Sorry
cool.
about that. So invest in yourself. That's going to be the biggest thing for you. And I learned that along the way where I'm just like, hey, I can read a book and I can, watch someone on YouTube, but it's really like it's invest in a program that's going to teach you the mechanics of how to trade. That's not just going to rely on someone else and what they see, but rely on what you see at the end of the day. And any program that you want to join, you should be able to be self-sufficient coming out of it. Otherwise, they didn't set you up for success at the end of the day. So with me now, as I said, I can look at any chart and I can trade and I can be successful at doing that. And it takes time. You might see other people with huge success. They've been doing it for a lot longer. So at the end of the day, it takes time for you to get there. So don't be down or discouraged on yourself. If you lose, and it's okay, right? You're still learning. And through each one of your lessons, like what I was doing right now before Ernest shot me on Zoom, I was like, oh, my bad, I'm running late because I was looking at my charts. I was 2 for 3 today. And the one chart that I lost, I looked at it and I said, hey, that's not a great trade. But I document that, I put that into my trade journal. And I know for next time, if I see that similar setup, I'm staying away from it, right? Because I've gone through that practice over and over again. So that's why I say it's like being an athlete, right? I'm going back and watching my game film, seeing how I did, seeing how the trade set up, seeing things that I missed or I got in, and just playing it that way. So like I said, as much effort as you put into it is you're going to get out of it. And make sure you study your craft. Like, just because you're only trading for an hour a day, 2 hours a day, doesn't mean you should be putting time outside preparing yourself for that day or recapping that day. That's where you're truly going to get better. So when it's live and you got green and red bars moving all up and down the place, you're not like a deer in headlights. Like what you're doing, you feel confident, and boom, you can with confidence press that buy button. And with the confidence that you need to have to execute the trade and execute your trading plan.
No, I definitely agree. That's why I said it's all about confidence, and people don't realize when you're trading, it's not thinking anymore. It's more reaction. Like you said, being an athlete, when that bell rings and all that stuff flashes before your eyes, it's like a boxer. You need to know how to react, or you're going to get hit, right? And the more you practice afterwards, the more you master it, the better you are. And I also like, because we get a lot of students and people who've lost so much money in the market, but like you said, the same mindset of, okay, I can make it back, I can make it back, I can make it back, but don't realize that, hey, if you can get mentorship with somebody to guide you to the way, now you won't continue to keep doing the things over and over and over again. It's like, I always like look at it like personal training. We all know how to lose weight, right? If you just cut out the carbs, you cut out this, right? But it's different when you got a trainer showing you exactly how to do it, pushing you, telling you the right exercises, right? And then now you build this systematic way of doing things like you're doing now. Now you can start self-coaching yourself, right? And that's what you're doing right now. You're self-coaching yourself every single day because you learn that rhythm of what you need to do in order to stay in the game. And a lot of people aren't willing to do that, but those who are willing to do that, they can stay in the game much longer. So that was some great advice that you gave everybody. Really, I even appreciated it myself, man. That's cool.
Thank you.
All right, all right, all right. So we're just going to wrap it up. Like you said before, my name is Ernest, co-founder of the Profit Room. We just like to have these videos because some people look for courses to take, but really you're looking for mentorship, you're looking for guidance. And it's great to hear because everybody has a different story, right? And we get students from different ages, from 19 to 70 years old, and everybody has different goals and things of that nature in life. But when you see how you can follow a structured course and also get that support, you know that you can definitely be a confident trader. And that's our whole goal, is for everyone to be an independent professional trader and continue to master the market. So once again, we thank you again, Christian. Really do appreciate your time. And you have a wonderful, wonderful day, bro. Well, I'll talk to you soon.
Hey, I'll see you in the room. Thanks.
All right.